Yes, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we're back for another solo episode of Fat Jack Sunday Service. Don't know why my headphone is over there, but we carry on anyway. Yeah, just me again today. We're going to go through, I've got a list on my phone to go through of things. I've just been having a poo, and I thought, what can I talk about on a solo podcast? We're not going to go very heavy on the bikes today, because I'm going to do a podcast after I've been to Alton Park after the first round this weekend. That's going to be interesting. I've been getting all fired up watching people's videos of their testing and how they've been getting on. Good to see old Storm Stacey up the front, P4. And that's another thing we can talk about. I say it wasn't going to be bikes heavy, but the old drama on the track day groups, that's been a good laugh this week. So yeah, it's been a wild week, really, hasn't it? This is like yesterday's news 2 weeks later, so it's a bit behind. But then again, one of my notes is heavy autism. That's why it's behind, because news just comes into my head when it's been and gone. But first, I thought we could have a bit of a talk about this man here, Mr. Mark McCann. Now, I didn't know a great deal about Mark McCann until I started watching YouTube, and I couldn't take to him at first. I was a little bit like, oh, who's this fucking... It seemed to me like a rich dude who wanted to just make content that no one else can make because he's got money to start with. But I recently changed... I changed my mind. He's actually an alright bloke, isn't he, really? He seems a really good laugh, and my perception of him has completely changed. He does a lot of good videos, and I thought he was being flashy to start with, but I don't think he's one of them people with the money that actually wants to come across as flashy. I just think he's got the money, so why not have some fun with it? Whoa, that's got to be an AI one. So, who is Mark McCann? Let's have a look. So, he's a decorated off-road driver, holding titles such as the Stocks Karts Oval World Champion and 12-time British side-by-side UTV champion. Now, I've driven one of a side-by-side, a Polaris in Dominican Republic, and they can get a bit leery, them. So anyone that can drive one of them, fair play. You've got to be quite a talented driver. But it made me wonder sort of where his money had come from, and his money he's part of where's it gone? So if we could type into AI Mark McCann ratchet straps information, because his money, he owns Cymark Engineering. Cymark Engineering is a Birmingham-based firm that manufactured and supplied load restraints since 1984. So they make ratchet straps. So apparently, when you see ratchet straps on like what's this, like Tesco vans, apparently Tesco lorries and that, they all come from Mark McCann. And you think the amount of lorries and the amount of trucks and stuff like that need ratchet straps, and heavy duty ratchet straps at that. He's sort of, it's one of them items that you don't realise how many exist when it comes to stuff like that. So he's going to be fair raking it in, he's being honest about it. This is how I make my money, and obviously he's got like he's been making money from his YouTube and all that. But yeah, it's good to see. It's good to see him doing well for himself, really. It's what we struggle with in this country a lot is sort of jealousy, isn't it? When you want someone to succeed when they're coming up, but then they come up and people just seem to turn on them when they start getting successful. And you just think, well, why are you doing that? You've supported some of these people. A bit like Mashtag. A lot of people have turned on him. Now, he is a fucking Burkoid, isn't he, really? But he's a lovable Burkoid. There's only been a couple of videos where I thought, just stop, and one of them is the latest one, where he's bought himself that bloody Honda CBR 600RR, and it's only because I'm a bit why have I Google? It's only because I'm a bit sad, and it really annoys me when he's calling that motorbike a superbike when it's quite clearly, that's the one there, that's the YouTube thumbnail, it's quite clearly not a superbike.
R3R, okay? Fucking extra fast. Listen to this. Oh, we won't rev it right now because we're going to let it warm up.
So for anyone that's listening, this is a little short of Mashtag and his new superbike. Let's go.
Matte black, what's that bit called? Nose. Gloss black tank, and a matte black on the rest of it. She is a thing of beauty. How many miles have we got on the clock? 990 miles on the clock. She's fucking brand spanking new, barely legal. What's that, book?
So yeah, I don't think he's going to call it a superbike in this, but the video I watched, he was calling it a superbike, and I genuinely, I have nothing against him because I really enjoy his content, but stop, get your facts right, basically. I mean, if I get something wrong, people will correct me, and I'll quite happily hold my hands up, but stop calling your 600cc motorbike a superbike. It's not a superbike, and he really doesn't, he did a bit of riding in the end of that video he did, and he really doesn't look safe at all on it. I know he's a new rider, but Jesus Christ, it's a recipe waiting for disaster, that, isn't it? Recipe for disaster. And especially he's on about going to the TT as well. I've been over to the TT, and that's a wild time, that is. When they have the mountain shut off one way, people go like absolute bloody fuck over there. And there's lots and lots of crashes. When we were there, we saw a couple of crashes. We were just sort of parked up in one of the lay-bys up over the mountain, and you can see them, people, they've been watching the racing or they've been watching the practice, and they just go for it with no talent or very little talent after they've got all brave watching the big boys do it, and they just crumble and it goes wrong. So hopefully if he does go over to the TT, he gets a bit more riding. I'm not saying that I am any good at riding. I am specifically below average at motorcycle riding. I am, every discipline I've tried so far, I am consistently below average. And I've done a couple of track days. Did a bit of the British mini bikes is what I did, and I was really shit at that. So, but I've had a go, and I can make it go round in the direction I want. So hopefully he gets a bit more experience in him before he starts going over to the Isle of Man, because that's going to go terribly tits up. But let's go back to what we was on about. Shopping. Well, I don't want to shop. So Mark McCann, and the video that I was going to get onto was about the, I really can't spell. Mark McCann. I don't want shops either. I'm really good at this, aren't I? Bugatti Veyron. That won't be in the fucking shop, will it? I don't want shop. Oh God, I've really fucking cocked up here. I'm gonna have to let me do a bit of copy and pasting. And let's just fuck this off here. Ah! Right. Oh my fucking God. What's happening here? Just go away. Go away. There we go. And it's Mark McCann. Oh, Jesus Christ, my mouse has got a mind of its own. That's interesting, though. Out of nowhere. How many cars does Bugatti sell a year? Bugatti typically sells around 70 to 90 cars per year. That's interesting, that. Because the amount of people, the amount of millionaires you see with them, you'd have thought they'd sell more than that. The record year in 2022 was 80 cars delivered. That's bonkers, that, isn't it? Bugatti is sold out until 2029, securing financial stability. Fucking hell, so when I make a load of money from this, I'm not even going to be able to buy myself a Bugatti brand new. That's fucking bonkers, isn't it? 2029 you've got sales until. And And that's even with all the Matt Armstrong stuff going on. So let's get rid of this. Pace. Mark McCann, Bugatti Veyron. So he's bought this Bugatti Veyron. And this is it here. Oh, it's on that supercar blondie. She's a fucking donkey, she is. He's bought it with no gearbox, in 2 halves, and it just looks like it's been absolutely molested. I think he's had to go abroad to try and get the gearbox fixed. But then I watched a video this last week where someone had offered him a full gearbox, and he sent some money to this bloke. He's just been scammed for it. Now, like, what? I cannot, for such a smart man, I don't understand the thinking behind that. Of this gearbox, which Bugatti are going to sell for, I think, something like 300 grand or something like that. Why a man would be selling one for 50 grand, and why you give him any money till you see it, it's just bonkers to me. But he's been had off with this gearbox, and he's clever. But I do think, mate, like, why did you do that? You know, you should have. There should have been ways around it, and he shouldn't have exchanged any money, because it had him running all over Spain trying to go to this bloke's house, and he gets to this bloke's house, and it's a Swedish couple that live there. It's just fucking ridiculous. And like he's on the phone to them on video call, and the bloke's like, "Oh, you've been to my house, did you? I saw you on my cameras." And he goes, "Yeah, there was a Swedish family that were living there." Oh, well, they shouldn't be. Oh, I'm going to get on to my lawyers. She's only there because she's salty and she's been kicked out of a will. And you could sort of see this scammer's attitude change, like, oh shit, I've been found out. But it was just weird how the scammer carried it on for so long. It's like, if you was going to scam, like he said in the video, you would take the money, the 3.5 grand or 4.5 grand that Mark McCann sent over. You'd take that, and then you try and you'd at least try and just sort of you'd just go, wouldn't you? You would just ghost him, you'd delete him, and take your 4.5 grand and run. But I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. He left it on a bit of a cliffhanger, didn't he? And he said to people not to try and get involved and chase him, because he could get done for some stupid law. But yeah, so good luck to him. I hope he gets his Veyron done. It'd be cool to see him and Matt Armstrong both with their Veyrons working and done, won't it? And it's good to see someone doing well for himself. So another question that's on my phone says, let me just find the notes app. Where are we? I've just been listening to a podcast, and they're on about MK Ultra. So I'm going to ask ChatGPT to say, can you describe MK Ultra? Now, from what I sort of listened to, it was oh, here we go. So this is absolutely crazy. This is MK Ultra was a covert research program run by the CIA during the early Cold War, roughly from the 1950s to early 1970s. Its goal was to explore methods of mind control, interrogation, and psychological manipulation. Now, this is like, as I like hearing like conspiracy theories and stuff, and apparently this is all true. And this is like, oh my fucking god, this is crazy stuff. At its core, MK Ultra funded and conducted experiments on human behaviour and consciousness, sometimes through universities, hospitals, and research institutions, often without subjects' knowledge or consent. Now, how crazy is that? You know, just these random people ended up in like a mind control study. You know, it's bonkers, isn't it? What did it involve? The programme covered a wide range of controversial and ethically troubling experiments, including administration as drugs such as LSD to study their effects on perception and suggestibility. Now, it's bonkers, isn't it? So, apparently what they were doing was, like, men would be going to brothels and prostitutes, and they'd be secretly giving them like acid and LSD, and then watching them through a two-way mirror, and studying the effects on it. Now, what a fucking night that is for some of them blokes that are going there. You know, you've just gone to get your end away, and all of a sudden you're just in this massive trip. You think you're going to be going there, and you know, big Jeff's gone to the hooker for just to blow his load, and now he's probably sat in this bed somewhere looking at aliens, and Jesus is on the bed with him. You couldn't write it, could you? It sounds like a movie script, doesn't it? Like the US government, CIA. Oh yeah, well, we've got an idea for a movie where what happens is these men are going to hookers, and what we're going to do is we're going to give them LSD and acid while they go to the hooker just to see what it's like. You couldn't imagine it, could you? It's the last thing that you think's going to happen when you go into a prostitute. Is you going to get drugged like that? I mean, I've heard of people getting drugged by prostitutes so they can steal the money, but this was getting drugged by them so they could study the effect on them. It's absolutely bonkers. So they give them LSD to study effects on perception and suggestibility. So was this to give? So do they give them these drugs, and then that means that they can make these people do their dirty work for them? Who knows? And they also hypnosis and psychological conditioning. Now, I'm very sceptical about hypnosis. I've seen lots of programs where people get hypnotized on them, and I don't know. It doesn't. I hope someone can correct me on this, but it doesn't seem real, does it? Like I would love to. I like to be proven wrong on things, because I'm open to anything that way. And if it is real, then crack on. It's like ghosts and like what they call, like what's he called from Phoenix Nights, when these people go around and they have like a crowd of people, don't they? And they sit there and they go, oh yeah, so I'm getting this name through, and is there anyone in the room here who had someone, their mum or dad, were they called Brian? And someone will go, yep, my dad was Brian. Oh, well, he's got a message for you. He said the golden retriever has emptied the water bowl. And it's like, oh, yes. Oh, yeah, my dad loved golden retrievers, and he did have a dog at one point, and it did drink from its water bowl, yeah. And then they go, yeah, well, he's trying to tell me something. What's he telling me? Oh, the money, the box of money. Yes, oh, yes, my dad had a box of money under his, yes, and he's saying he knows the money went to the right place. Yes, oh yeah, we found his money. And I always think that's just it's like an act, isn't it? And it's like a crowd reading act where they sort of say stuff and then watch the crowd and then see if anyone in the crowd's like, oh yeah, that's this is sounding like them. And I don't know, I just think if it is real, then absolutely fair play. I will be proven wrong on this. I've been proven wrong on lots of things. If it's real and these people are actually getting messages, then fair enough. But I need to have it done to me, and I need to be like, someone needs to tell me something that only someone who's dead would know. And because if it's not real, then I think it's a shady way of making money, that, isn't it? It's sort of preying on people's emotions with like lost loved ones and relatives. It's playing on their emotions to try and exploit them for money, and I don't agree with that. You know, I'm all for people making money, fair play, but there's some ways of making money that I don't like. And to me, these people that they hold these big things, don't they? And like usually in like the old fucking working men's club somewhere, and they get like 100 people in the room, and they, you know, when you've got that many people in a room, you're bound to say something that's going to resonate with one of them, aren't they? Like if you go for all the old-fashioned names, if you say, oh yeah, is there someone here who had a relative called Dave? I'm pretty sure that somebody somewhere in that room will have had a relative called Dave, and then they sort. I think they read their emotions and read what's on their face to see what's happening. That was a complete tangent. So yeah, and that was all started from hypnosis. How the fuck I get on a tangent like that, I don't know. sensory deprivation and isolation. Now, I want to try this. They have them in where they have them, Prestatyn. I've seen it advertised. These sensory deprivation tanks. It's like, I think it's a big sensor to deprivation tank. It's a big it's like a big egg. Shropshire floats. Why float? Let's have a look. No, I want to see the actual tank. Let's have a look at a tank instead of giving them a free shout out. So yeah, that's them tanks there. It's mad shit, that, isn't it? It's like off Stranger Things, isn't it? That's what they put. That's what they put 11 in Stranger Things. But apparently it is quite a popular thing to do that. I bet you it'd be cool, wouldn't it, if you could do that? Like, eat some edibles about an hour before you was going to do that, and then just start tripping on the edibles as you get in it. I bet you'd have a complete and utter meltdown. So yeah, what else did they do? Electroshock therapy and other invasive techniques. I wonder what them invasive techniques are. They've got to be something like, I don't know, car battery to the nipples, or like a fucking injection down the Jap's eye or something. So yeah, the CIA kept MK Ultra classified because it involved potentially illegal activities, no shit, violations of human rights. Also, don't know why I looked at the microphone rather than the camera. No shit. Fear of public backlash and international consequences. It's fucking bonkers, isn't it? You just don't know what's happening, do you? Should we have what other things have been uncovered like MK Ultra? This is why I like ChatGPT. So, have there been... Wow. So have there been several real documented programs and scandals, especially during the Cold War, that share some similarities with MK Ultra in terms of secrecy, ethics concerns, or experimentation, but it's important to separate verified history from exaggeration. That is very true. It's important to separate the fact that I am like an athlete rather than a fat cunt. So let's have a look what else they've... so this one is called the Tuskegee Syphilis Study, conducted by the US Public Health Service. What the fuck? Black men with syphilis were deliberately left untreated to study disease progression. Participants were misled about their condition. It's now considered one of the most unethical medical studies in history. What the fuck? So did they... So long so they said that they were going to treat these people, and then just basically left them just to see what would happen. That's pretty unscrupulous, that, isn't it? Operation Sea Spray. In 1950, the United States Navy sprayed bacteria over San Francisco, intended to test vulnerability to biological attacks. Civilians were unknowingly exposed. It'd be interesting to see what they were exposed to. I wonder if that's why it's so fucking weird over in San Francisco now. And they got all fucking goat yoga and stuff. Unit 731, World War II era Japanese program, conducting human experimentation, vivisection biological weapons. I don't know what that is. Let's have a look. Unit 731 was a covert biological and chemical warfare research and development unit of the Imperial Japanese Army. So it was created in 1936 under the command of microbiologist Shiro Ishii. Unit 731's official mission was to study infectious disease prevention. In practice, it developed and tested biological and chemical weapons to support Japan's military ambitions in Asia. The facility covered several square kilometres, including laboratories, prisons and crematoria. Thousands of Chinese civilians, Soviet captives, Koreans and Allied prisoners were subjected to vivisections, frostbite tests and deliberate infection with plague, chloria, anthrax and other pathogens. Victims were often killed to study disease progression and data used to design biological mutations. Well, that's an interesting one, isn't it? I never knew about that. It's mad, isn't it, what you can sort of come across after you like sort of hear about one thing and then you start looking into it more. And I think that's the beauty, isn't it, of AI, is that like I heard one thing about that MK Ultra, and you just sort of ask AI to tell me a bit more about similar stuff, and all this stuff comes up. It's absolutely bonkers. Project Artichoke, predecessor to MK Ultra, explored interrogation methods including drugs and hypnosis. Not strange at all. So they said it was that bad that they carried on. Project Bluebird, earlier CIA effort studying mind control and behaviour manipulation. Again, you just wouldn't put it past them, would you? Again, US government exposed people to radiation without informed consent, including hospital patients and soldiers. Operation LAC, 1950s, they released zinc cadmium sulfide over parts of the US and tested dispersion of chemical agents. Doesn't really want to tell me much else, does it? Maybe I've stumbled onto something that ChatGPT's oh, there we go. It's giving me a prompt here to ask something else. A lot of conspiracies you see online are a mix of real historical programs like MK Ultra and exaggerations or unsupported claims laid on top. It helps to separate them into three buckets: grounded in reality, distorted versions of real events, and not supported by credible events. So we can go onto based on real documented programs. So that's government mind control research, which it blows my tiny mind, knowing that there's research into sort of trying to control that. So obviously real MK Ultra, Project Artichoke, we know about them. Reality experiments with drugs, hypnosis. Limit, no evidence they achieve reliable control of people's minds. I don't know, look at nowadays, you'd probably disagree with that, wouldn't you? Unethical human experiments, you got that Tuskegee, serious ethical violations, a lisp then. Domestic spying on citizens, Operation Chaos. That sounds untrusting. Let's see what that says. That was a covert program run by the Central CIA again, collect intelligence on domestic dissident groups and their possible foreign connections. Agents compiled extensive files on anti-war organisations, student groups and individuals using informants, intercepted communications and shared intelligence from other agencies such as the FBI. By the early 70s, the database included information on over 7,000 Americans and 1,000 groups. Public awareness grew after the press leaks and the United States Senate Select Committee to study governmental operations with respect to intelligence activities, blah blah blah. That's a boring one, that. We don't need that. Distorted or exaggerated versions of real events. These usually start with something true, then get amplified onto something bigger. So the government can fully control minds like a switch. So that's based on MK Ultra. Reality of that is they tried and largely failed to achieve this. They just gave a load of poor blokes a load of fucking LSD and acid who went to go to hookers. So I mean, I don't know if you could class that as a win for them or a loss for them. Don't really know. Sleeper agents with programmed personalities everywhere. So it was based on the Cold War interrogation research. And reality of that is psychological manipulation exists, but not to sci-fi levels. So that could be true. That's sort of, you know, you don't know about that one really, do you? You don't know what's going on. Oh, now we're talking, John. Oh, strap yourself in, John, because these ones here, these are the ones that I like here. So these claims are not supported by credible evidence. We'll just get that out there straight away. These claims are popular but lack solid proof from reliable sources. The Illuminati/secret elite controlling everything globally. No comment on that. It's weird, isn't it? Like when people, this is like the crackpot stuff that I like looking at. I just want disclaimer again. It's not when I'm saying that I'm not like I believe all this stuff. It's that people tell you about this stuff, and I like to hear people tell me about this stuff. This stuff, people put some very good arguments together. And it is strange, isn't it, how like there's some pictures of celebrities where they've got the triangle like that and all that stuff. It's kind of weird. And then like after the Illuminati, the next best one is reptilian shapeshifters or non-human rulers. I actually do think that nowadays anything is possible. Really, the amount of shit that goes on right now, anything humanly possible could. You just don't know, do you? I mean, I'm pretty sure there is not reptilian shapeshifters ruling us, but you just don't know. Nowadays, apparently a fucking woman can have a penis, and a man can have a minge. So, who knows? That sounds very reptilian. Chemtrails used for mind control. Chemtrail, I'm sure that's what chemtrail. That's what they say. The lines you can see out of an aeroplane. No, I don't want that. I want a chemtrail picture, not a piano. Images. Them. So they say them things there. If you're listening rather than watching, it's the lines that come out the back of an aeroplane. They reckon that they're what drop all the stuff that give everyone autism and diseases. So I reckon that I must live under an aeroplane if I've got extreme autism, I think. Chemtrails are well understood scientifically, yeah, because I think it's just like vapour or something like that, isn't it? Governments have perfected mind reading or telepathic control tech. Neuroscience and tech don't support this capability. Well, it's weird though, isn't it? Because when you think about that, you could also argue the fact of, like when you've been talking about something and the advert shows up on your phone. Technically, is that not telepathic control tech? Because I think that kind of is. Because if I'm like sat here talking to someone about how I want a 17-inch banana to ram up my arsehole, suddenly on next advert that comes up on Instagram or TikTok is a 17-inch banana going up people's arseholes. I would disagree with that one, GPT. That one I don't agree with. Let's have a look at all this here. Real programs like MK Ultra matter because they show governments have done secret unethical things. So let's have a look and see what's the most unethical thing the UK government has done. Because all these have been like America, haven't they? There isn't a single universally agreed most unethical act because it depends on what way most heavy. Loss of life, blah blah blah. But historians and scholars often point to a few major well-documented cases. The Irish famine, a catastrophic famine in Ireland while it was under British rule. Around 1 million people died and another million emigrated. Food continued to be exported from Ireland during the crisis. So the debate with that is some argue it was primarily a natural disaster worsened by ideology. Others argue British policy responses were negligent or even deliberately harmful. And that's often cited as one of the most devastating failures of governance in British history. To be honest with you, I know very, very little about the Irish famine. Is it just a shortage of potatoes? I don't know. But it's not really something you learn about, is it? To be honest, it's not taught in schools. They teach you about fucking bullshit you don't need to know about rather than that. The Mau Mau uprising, anti-colonial rebellion in Kenya. British authorities detained tens of thousands of people. Evidence later showed torture, abuse, and harsh camp conditions. The UK government eventually paid compensation to some victims in 2013. Again, I had no idea about that. There's me thinking that the UK's all spick and span. Doesn't look like it, does it? The Amritsar massacre. British troops fired on unarmed civilians in India. Hundreds were killed. Estimates vary wildly. Sparked outrage and accelerated India's independence move. Fucking no idea about that either. British nuclear tests in Australia. 50s, 60s nuclear tests in remote part of Australia. Indigenous communities were exposed to radiation. Many were not properly warned or protected. Fucking no. So some fucking Aboriginal tribes just been chilling out in the outback, and we've just been sending nuclear bombs off. That does not seem doesn't seem right, that does it? They're just blasting radiation off, and they have no fucking clue. It's a bit suspect, that, isn't it, John? Bloody Sunday. British soldiers shot unarmed civil rights protesters. 14 were killed. A later inquiry, the Saville report, where's that? Concluded the killings were unjustified. Oh, so that was in the Northern Ireland conflict. Again, I don't know a great deal about that. These are all things here that we should look at, shouldn't we? Porton Down experiments. UK military research into chemical/biological agents. Some human testing lacked proper information. Example, nerve agent exposure. Led to public controversy in legal cases. I'm not surprised. So, what's the most unethical out of that? So, this reckons it depends how you judge it. The scale of suffering is Irish famine, because obviously 1 million people died. Direct violence, the Amritsar massacre and Bloody Sunday. Systemic abuse, the Mau Mau detention camps. I can't take that name seriously. And then scientific ethics violations, Porton Down. And that's really what we know about. So what else happens that we don't know about? So there was me. To be honest with you, I was thinking the CIA have done everything, but no, we seem just as bad, to be fair. So yeah, the big picture. What these examples have in common. Powers used with limited accountability. Now, is that not just the government, though? Like, that happens now. Harm to populations with little or no consent. Just fucking... yeah. Often only fully acknowledged years later. Oh, if you want, I can go deeper into one of these. For example, what actually happened day by day. I think, to be honest with you, we've got on a complete sidetrack, because I wanted to talk about the recent cult arresting crew, but I think we've run out of time for that. So, yeah, let's get rid of these chemtrails, and let's get a picture of... what should we have a picture of? A little clue as to what I'll be doing in August. Wow, how can I give this away? Oi! Anyway, so that was that. You'll have to wait till August to find out about that, or maybe sooner, if we do a big fucking press release. Who knows? So yeah, that's been Fat Jack Sunday Service. We'll probably have like a BSB review one from Alton Park, round one. It'll either be by myself again, or maybe with another special guest, who knows. But If you watch this, make sure you like, subscribe, leave a comment on Spotify, rate it, all that stuff. Touch my nipples, anything you can do it. I've been Fat Jack. You've been watching the Sunday service. We'll see you next week. Thank you very much.